Am I going crazy? Or did my fiancé cheat on me during Stampede? So this happened during Calgary Stampede, a country music city-wide fest with rodeos and concerts. I was unable to attend this year as I was visiting family in South America. My fiancé joined me on this trip to visit my family, but had to return early as her workplace highly encourages networking during Stampede. She works in O&MG, so this is a great time of year to network with current and potential clients. Had no qualms about her going without me, as we've been together since university and are due to get married next spring. However, I was a bit unnerved when I got a bunch of drunken texts from her on the first day. Since this is her first time going for work, I wasn't really expecting her to get drunk or rowdy given that her company is pretty formal. Way more formal than the tech company I work for. These texts were sent at like 12 p.m., so I was like, hey, slow down or you will regret it. Which apparently annoyed her, and she didn't really text me until she got back home at 7 p.m. No big deal, right? Well, the second day was even worse. She kept updating her Snap stories with just shot after shot and was always surrounded by a bunch of dudes. Apparently her firm was showing around a bunch of Brits who were quite rowdy, which is why the second day devolved into even more drinking. The guys were very clearly flirting with her and were even a bit handsy. They kept touching her and pulling her into hugs. So I was not very pleased. That night she messages me at 11 p.m. saying that she only just got home. Now it's day 3, and I am pissed. My future bride-to-be has been getting plastered, hanging around a bunch of dudes using work as a flimsy excuse. It also doesn't help that her outfits consisted of short skirts or sundresses to fit in the country theme. So I tell her about my feelings, and that her not going, or at the very least not drinking on the third day, would really help assuage my fears jealously. She says fine, and I'm cool with it, chalking it off to corporate pressure and anxiety for her odd behavior. My fiancé never drinks. Even in university, she was always the mama bear and took care of the drunkies instead of getting trashed herself. Now everything is fine, right? Nope, not in the slightest. So one of my good friends works for a rival firm in the same industry, and was coincidentally attending the same industry event as she was, and I asked him to go say hi to the wife and take a selfie, surprising her. He comes back with a video of her and him taking these massive tequila shots. Of course she's around those Brits, and one of them has his hand right on the small of her back. In the video you can clearly hear the British guy saying, "Woo, knock 'em back!" whilst looking appreciatively at her boobs. Of course, she's wearing the flimsiest outfit today out of all 3 days. Not even sure how that's allowed, TBH, usually she's in business formal attire for work events. I say nothing and don't text her that day until she FaceTimes me that evening. She is of course plastered and has a bunch of people over at our place. 2 of them I recognize as females from her workplace, but of course 2 of the Brits are also there. She says that it was their last day, so they are all going to a casino, and that her place was right beside the casino. That is true. We are walking distance from the casino, so she invited everyone over to freshen up before going. I'm raging internally, but can't get too angry as I don't want to freak her out and exacerbate the situation. That night, she messages me at 12 a.m. to tell me she's finally home. She skipped the final day, and this has been months since, but I cannot shake off the feeling she cheated, especially as I asked her to try on this really sexy piece of lingerie I had bought her a few months prior. She said that she can't find it and made excuses for why there's no point of looking. NGL. I keep thinking she might have used it that night with one of the Brits. She was always beside the blonde one in both the corporate photos and the Snapchat Instagram stories she was posting. Am I crazy? Or am I getting played?